Howdy, can you all hear me pretty well? Cool. How's everyone doing? You guys well? You happy? You not hungry anymore because you've had some delicious pizza? I'll get this ridiculous Pandora off of here. Hi everyone, I'm Ben. Nice to meet all of you. Hopefully I can talk to some of you individually later. I don't make games and I also don't do web development, but I do lots of other fun things and I do a lot of stuff with gesture. So I'm here to kind of show you some code. I work for a company, or I'm involved with a company called Helios Interactive. We're down at 8th and Folsom, not that far from here. And we're an experience design studio. We do a lot of business-to-business installations, so things at trade shows, things in hotel lobbies. We do a lot of research and development for like hardware manufacturers like Panasonic. My shtick that I do is gesture. So I've been using a lot of stuff with Kinects. I play with Elite Motion. I have something similar to the creative camera here, made by Soft Kinetic. I do a lot of that fun stuff. So I figured I'd just show you some of my work. So you're like, who is this guy talking to us now? So I do fun things outside of work too. So that one's kind of boring. So I do a lot of stuff for businesses, like I said. So I do touch tables and things like that for clients like Salesforce. I'm not connected to the internet, am I? But I can be. Parasoma. We'll just connect to that. Is the password guest?
Try Parasoma guest.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, super good job, Windows.
Go on Parasoma and I'll put the password.
Connect. We'll hide the characters so it's super secure.
Text box click.
Yeah. Oh, it's not typing. Yeah, just click the.
Oh, you do the click thing, huh?
Yeah, I guess I do. And cross your fingers.
Yes.
That's normally a good sign.
Yeah.
It didn't yell at you, or me, or my computer didn't yell at me.
Looks good, huh?
It's thinking. Well, anyway, if I don't have it, that's fine. I opened all these up ahead of time. So I do touch tables and stuff like that for trade shows and things like that. This is all multi-touch bullshit. I also do stuff for Intel sometimes. So I was at Cannes Film Festival a couple years ago, right when the Kinect first came out, and we did this sort of like VIP nightclub experience that was all like gesture driven. I'll just show you photos. And other things we do, like we did this for Panasonic Research and Development. So they have a Kinect that works in like 100,000 lumens daylight, which is pretty cool. So we made like a wayfinder for a college installation with them. Other things I do that are fun, I'm also a VJ. So that means I make like visuals for bands. Like, you go to a band show, there's only like really terrible like Windows Media Visualizer like happening behind them. My goal is to end that. So I make open source tools to make really fun VJ stuff. So here's some fun stuff I've done with Kinect. I also teach. So I teach workshops at GAFTA as well. So the Gray Area Foundation for the Arts. So if any of you are interested, I'm teaching a Kinect hacking workshop in March. It should be pretty rad sauce. So take it. I know I'm selling it super well. So how many of you have played with the perceptual computing? Have any of you played with it? Oh, cool, we have some people. Awesome, great. So this is, so you can see the camera feeds and stuff, which is pretty cool. Oh man, how do I right click on this trackpad on Windows? Oh, no. Oh, there we go, cool. So I'll register some nodes here. This allows you to see things. There's one, depth node. We'll do phase, confidence, depth. You know what, let's go nuts. Let's just do them all. We'll play. Cool. So if you see this little camera here, it's very similar to the creative camera. This is actually the OEM version from our partners at Soft Kinetic. So you can see vertices in 3D, right? So I can like move this, and it's like a point cloud like we love with the Kinect and all that cool stuff. Here's like your depth floating point cloud. So you see things that are, I believe, red are closer, and things that are like blue are farther away. So you're like, oh, that's cool, I guess Ben, whatever, showing his camera feeds, it's not super exciting. but you can use these to do super cool things. So I took the, so I made this demo actually a while ago, like 4 or 5 months ago, with an earlier beta version of the perceptual computing SDK, and it only took me like 2 hours or so to convert it over. So it's pretty easy to work with, which is awesome. So we'll start with the basic. Unable, whatever, that's cool, I forgive you. Positive dramatic effect. So as you can see here in the corner, it's doing some basic heart tracking on my face. That's kind of fun, right? I can do things like this, and I can get like my fingertips. And you see it's actually like, that's how open my hand is. So I can be like, blah, 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 blah. Probably have like sock puppets or something fun. Yeah, that's cool. And you're like, all right, that's cool, I guess. No, God, tough crowd. Or you're all just stunned with my magnificence. I'll go with the second one. So here's just having a little more fun. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I go too deep into this. So how many of you are like web developers? Is that what most of you are? Oh, that's kind of fun. I use open frameworks. So at my job at Helios, I'm like designer and developer, and I do biz dev. But I code in C++, which you might think is weird for like a designer. But it's pretty awesome. So open frameworks is this, has everyone here, or has anyone here heard of processing? Yeah, processing is awesome. If you haven't used it, you're missing out on an awesome world of generative art and super cool effects and an awesome community. Processing is this creative toolkit for artists. It's written in Java. It also exports to JavaScript and iOS and Android and all that stuff. But it just gives you really good techniques for like drawing circles and doing generative art and doing like some basic OpenGL stuff. Open Frameworks is the C++ version, so it's like 20 times faster, which is great because C++ is so fast. But what Open Frameworks does, I know that someone said JavaScript was fast, and I have to disagree. I'm sorry. Not that I've written much of it. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. So you can do lots of fun stuff. So here, so Open Frameworks just like wraps a lot of nice stuff, which is kind of makes it so appealing. So I'm a bad developer and didn't reset my quaternion at the beginning. But here you have some basic like OpenGL kind of functions. And I'm going to move the mic away from my head because it's probably fucking with the messing with the hard tracking, but you can see. Whoop. And I think I can also, yeah, so it's like it's a mouse drivable like camera, which is pretty cool. You see it's running pretty fast. I am limiting it to like the refresh rate, which is pretty cool. So I was like, yeah, that's kind of fun, but you know what? It's kind of hand tracking. I should probably like use that. So here's the latest example. What are all those errors? Do not use this constructor. This will be removed. I'm sure that's just it's just a warning. Cool. Again, super good developer I am. So, so I got my hands here. It's pretty fun. And you'll see that if I move between one finger or 2 fingers, it'll switch the mode. So then I can draw ribbons. But I'm not just drawing ribbons. I'm drawing waypoints. And these are all like flocking around the ribbons. So then if I go to one finger, I can then move around the scene. I do all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah, so you see there's all these pretty cool sliders over here. Oh, go in the middle. Yeah, stay over there. That's good. Sorry, I talk to my code a lot. So I can make them like thick, less thick. So these are all like real-time sliders you can do. I can have like super long ribbons, but I think that's like a fun effect I'm sort of going for, I guess. But yeah, you can also like move around. So anyway, what this is showing is that I originally wrote this in Soft Kinetics platform, ESU, the interface is U, and they only had hand tracking. But the perceptual computing SDK actually does a really good job of integrating like hard tracking and finger tracking. I was gonna do voice detection as well, but I'm lazy, so I didn't. It seems pretty easy though, to be honest. Someone mentioned like examples before, and I just kind of want to like clear the air that I think Intel actually did like a super good job providing samples to SDK people. Like there's examples in like almost all the creative coding platforms like Processing, Open Frameworks, and Cinder. There's like Unity 3D stuff. There's lots of examples. So if you get into the beta or whatever, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff you can do. But yeah, but what's cool is that since I wrote that example, we can look at the code a bit, and you can see that it's actually not that scary. Let's see. I don't know the difference. Does anyone know the difference? I'm sure that one is a longer name. Clearly it's more secure. I don't know. Preparing. Great. Yeah, so I don't mean to shit on Microsoft or anything, but I do find Visual Studio to be quite a beast, but it's not so bad once you get used to it. It's just a little painful. So yeah, I got some classes here. So this is like my main class. Oh man, so bad. Why would I do that? So yeah, so I based this off of the Intel example. Apparently it's proprietary. Whatever that means. So here I'm importing a couple stuff. These are all Intel perceptual computing SDK stuff. I wrote just some simple wrappers. So I wrapped the hand and I wrapped the finger object within the hand. So you could tell if fingers were detected. And the hand has some like kind of fun methods for, I'll just open it up. Why bother explaining? Yeah, so this is a bunch of perceptual computing stuff, getting in all that data, updating from the pipeline. OF point is just a 3D point. It's not super complex. A couple, flags here, like do I want to mirror X and Y? What indexes my hand? At what point does open become open? And what point is it closed? Is the hand open? Oh wow, did I not make it? I lied. It's just a struct. I'm not super good. I thought it was a class. It's just a struct. But yeah, so it's really not. So some of this is just basic like state management stuff. So it's not, you put in like the gesture list. So you can do things like thumbs up, a thumbs up. You can do like peace sign, thumbs up, thumbs down. Actually, maybe I'll just run the. Yeah, I'll just do that. Oh man, do I not have it? I gotta have it. Intel. PC SDK. Wow, where are you? All right, I'll find it. But there's an open frameworks example that comes, and it goes through like kind of a lot of the stuff. Framework samples. Okay, so anyone that's saying that this doesn't come with examples, it comes with a lot. So they lied. Copy you, bring you in somewhere fun and open frameworks, apps, my apps. This little guy, PC. Oh shit. Oh, damn it. In open frameworks, the level of folders matters a lot.
It came with the SDK, or you installed it on top of the SDK?
So open frameworks, it's a collection of libraries that most of them are open source, except for Fmod. It's free. Anyone can download it. You go to openframeworks.cc.com, but it's all in C++, and it comes with like 40 to 60 examples on how to do. Actually, you know what? Do you guys want to hear a little bit about open frameworks? It's pretty cool. Luckily for all of you, I'm not connected to the internet. Fuck. I had a really good presentation ready for all of you. You'll just have to trust me that it exists. Maybe I'll try again. Maybe there's spare some a guest. Antimatter. That's cool. General guest. I'm a generic guest. Why would you have a guest with a... I know. I'm not welcome. That's right. That's right. Well, anywho, I can go from memory, I guess. Open frameworks, it's a collection of open source and some not so open source. It's an open source collection of libraries, so you can do a lot of things like OpenGL calls. It comes with camera utilities. There's networking calls, do TCP, UDP. There's another P, OSC. It's not a P. A lot of string utilities, a lot of conversion. It's cross-platform. It's Mac, Linux, and Windows, and Raspberry Pi, and iOS, and Android, and BeagleBoard, and embedded. It has an active community of about 1,000 to 3,000 developers all over the world. It's used for everything from mobile games to installations to prototyping. That's what we use it for. Anyway, it's really super cool, and there's an awesome community, and everyone shares everything because they're these totally like selfless hacker people, and I don't think they realize like how much they help everyone trying to learn, but everyone's super cool in the community, just super cool, super cool. Yeah, so that's Open Frameworks in a nutshell. It basically, the goal of the project was, it originated out of some university in New York, I forget which one. But they were using some sort of library for creative coding, and they couldn't use it once they weren't students. It was some weird library with weird licensing that was only available at like Parsons and MIT. So they just started porting over like parts of it, and now it's this kind of framework that anyone can use, which is pretty cool. Yeah, 2010 seemed to work last time. Cool. So this is literally the exact Intel example set as startup. I'll just run it. You'll see what happens. Building, building. I like to imagine a little man inside my computer. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be a man. It can be a person. That's just like slowly stacking bricks to make this application, which is kind of fun. Hey, look at that. Great job, Intel. Great example. Loading. Cool. So you see, so this is literally what comes. This is what Intel provided. So we got this basic cube here, which is kind of fun. So here we got this RGB feed. Here we got our lovely depth feed. So what's fun about, oh, by the way, I just want to correct anyone before you make the mistake. Do not call these 3D cameras. It's super confusing for everyone. Call them depth cameras. It'll make everyone's lives easier once stereoscopic 3D goes away. Because it's useless, sorry. But you'll see that the depth camera, like certain materials doesn't pick up super well, like really reflective metal, and sometimes like really bad fake leather and stuff. So like when we do installations, we just be like, oh, it just doesn't pick up people that have terrible fashion sense. Here's infrared. There's some sort of flickering from Hertz or something, probably the fluorescent light bulbs. Wow, super red. Oh yeah, there's gestures you can do. Check this out. So, oh man. The reason it's upside down is more to do with OF and less about Intel. God damn it. Yeah, you can all read that, right? Peace, up, down. So here's my hand. Peace, right? You're impressed, I can tell. Do I have one? Oh, that's up. Down, down, yeah. I think there's swipe. Is there up? I think you can do up and down, they're just not in this particular demo. And then the other texture they have is, this is like region of interest. That's not, oh, that's my face. Wow. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's a pretty fun SDK. I know that like the community is pretty excited about it on the whole. Some of you may have heard of the Leap motion. May have heard of it. They're kind of getting a lot of shit right now because like they're not providing like super raw, low-level access to like the video frames and stuff. And I think that's one thing that the Perceptive Computing SDK did really, really well, was you can literally get everything in that viewer that I showed you earlier. So you can get like UV map, like color and depth coordinates. You can do like lots of really cool stuff. So yeah, that's the Intel for making lots of like, just giving like access to everything, which is awesome.
What about like stuff that has audio? Do you have examples?
I don't, but you know what? If I had to put my faith into a stock example, I would. Let me see if I can find one. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm allowed. Fuck it. I'm sure it's fine. Someone will like tackle me if it's not. Perceptual computing. There we go. Frameworks. Ooh, maybe we'll just do samples, right? What do you think? What looks fun? Audio, that's what someone said. Oh, there's an audio recorder. Oh, voice recognition. That could be fun. I literally have not ran this, so it could totally work and not work at all.
I meant like also this is cool, but also like something that has like sound built in that plays when you do something.
Oh.
How hard would that be?
In Open Frameworks, that would take me like 20 seconds. I would just do OF sound player, soundplayer.load any file format of any sound, and then do .play when it fires the gesture. Yeah, the API is pretty good. You can get when like individual gestures are thrown. The examples are pretty good. You can look through them once you get access to them. I'm not sure how I got access, but I have it. Yeah, so I guess I'll take questions now. But if any of you have, or actually I can just look at my screen. I do not make video games, nor do I plan on ever.
Why?
I don't want to make games. Yeah, I'd rather just make installations and kind of fun stuff and kind of play around. There's Unity samples though. They seem pretty cool. I'm just not allured by the video game dream. But that's fine. Other people will do it. Other people will do it. And you guys rock that totally. But I'm more interested in like the design of it and what gestures make sense and what gestures are ergonomic and how does like gesture apply to say spaces a lot of people haven't thought of like medical or surgery or automotive or home automation or, so I work with a lot of partners solving kind of those longer term problems, so I'm not really worried about games, but games are fun. Yeah, so anyway, you can find all those examples I made. They're on my GitHub. Grab them, they're in C++, they're pretty fun. I also have a Twitter. I just found out that Intel retweeted my examples, which is kind of cool. So yeah, totally follow me. You'll get a wish. I don't know. Anyway, questions. You must have questions. Any questions at all? Oh, come on.
What is the coolest thing that, do you have access to the dev release of the perceptual?
Yeah.
What's the coolest thing that you've done
That I've done?
so far in the few weeks that you got that?
To be honest, I've really only spent like 4 hours with it. I'm just busy with like other stuff at work. Not that it's not cool. I'm really struggling with close range interaction. Like what is a good use case for something that's not touch when you're so close? So I think like 3D object manipulation could be interesting. I think like a storefront window where you can point to something through a window without having to like touch it. There's like a couple cool things, but I really haven't seen a lot of like super cool close interaction demos yet. I guess that's the coolest thing I made, the little ribbon thing. But I mean, there's a lot that could be done with it, and I think that I'm really excited, especially once the gold version gets released and they get like the really nice 3D face tracking, because I do a lot of like facial recognition stuff, and with the Microsoft SDK, for instance, right now, you can get like an 86-point mesh of someone's face. So you can detect like when they raise their eyebrows and move their mouth and like nose and smile and stuff. So yeah, that'd be really cool on this guy. So I mean, maybe if I was like, yeah, I'm not a super good Visual Studio developer. So like even when I do stuff with the Microsoft SDK, I just embed like the core of open frameworks and like OSC, and I just get the data like right the fuck out of there and use it in my app. Because the Microsoft examples are kind of terse. They're a little complicated, so.
So from a Visual Studio point of view, it's a console app that you have embedded?
Yeah, there's like an OpenGL window based off something called Glut, which just does like this nice windowing system. That's all in open frameworks. I don't have to worry about any of that. I just say make an app, and then I call setup, update, draw, and magically things appear and it doesn't crash. So I don't question it.
Yeah, so you're running this on a Mac, and I just got up and said it won't run on a Mac. So can you explain yourself?
It's running Windows.
I know he's running Windows. So are you running it through virtual machine and you're not seeing any?
Boot camp. I'm kind of bad at computers. I don't really know how to do all that virtual machine stuff. But I'm running boot camp because, no, I think I could be wrong, but I don't think Parallels is hardware accelerated. Yeah, so that's kind of useless for my use, which is like serious OpenGL kind of stuff. Yeah, you just run, you just go through Mac and run the boot camp installer. Yes, sorry.
So I was wondering, like, how different is, the code base? Like, I haven't done Connect programming,
With like this and perceptual computing SDK, they're kind of different use cases. I know that, for instance, the brilliant minds behind open frameworks, they're looking to abstract all these sort of Leap, Connect, and perceptual computing SDK to like an OFX-based video 3D. So there are plans for it to happen. Again, though, I think that the use for a Connect is living room and installations and skeleton tracking and maybe hand tracking. The sort of the focus for this is more finger and more kind of detailed finger tracking and like grasping and face detection. So there's not really a lot of overlap on what they would do.
But
But
the code for Connect, that's, can you write C++ or you have to use C#?
yeah, I think the Connect's been probably by now is imported to every language. There's got to be some wrapper and everything.
Unity, Zifu has a plugin for Unity.
Zifu is really cool, by the way. If you're, is any of them here? Amir and all them are super cool.
And they have some base downtown, yeah.
Yeah, they're like that way. They're cool though. They've kind of wrapped a lot of that stuff. With Connect, there's a couple different ways. You can do the Microsoft SDK, which gives you poses, skeleton tracking, and like the face and some other cool stuff. With using OpenNI, you can still get poseless skeleton tracking and sort of like cursors where your hands are. And with libfreenect, it's pretty much just a point cloud, but it's pretty fast at like an OF. It runs at 60 FPS, pretty solid, even drawing a 1 dot for every pixel. So, yeah. Any more questions?
So we got one more presentation to go, and it's really interesting. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Awesome.
And I was going to say, if there are more questions for Ben, obviously at Ben Designing, but also, we can totally interact and use the meetup page for this kind of stuff. We'll post the videos once they're edited and everything. Please GitHub stuff and all that good things. But yeah, I mean, we can keep in touch for sure and like keep the questions flowing, and hopefully we'll meet again very soon. So it won't be the last time we see each other.
Yeah, and if you have a question, totally just ask me. I'm pretty approachable.
He is.
Yeah, I'm a cool guy. We can get a beer or something, or eat pizza. All those sound good. But yeah, thank you so much for your time.
He is.